My sweet, sleepy, slothy friends, living life with FND. Just so you know, you're not alone. If you're battling chronic pain or seizing the day with those pesky little insomniac gremlins again, let me remind you, my sweet, sleepy crew, Sarah totally understands you. We're seizing the day, literally, and totally unable to sleep. So take a deep breath, in and out. Sarah's here for you to help you drift off into something soft and sweet. Breathe in and out. Let's sip some sleepy warm tea, modest teas, just for you and me. She guarantees her favorite tea brand, named Go to FN. A sleep will knock you out. Take a breath in and out. Turn off the lights, get deeply cozy, and pretend to yawn. Stretch out any aches and pains. Take a breath in and out. Now yawn. Watch the march, try for a bit. Take a breath in and out. Now yawn.
Hey everyone, sorry I'm a hot mess again. Oh boy, what a day. What a day. Where do I even begin? At least I'm back home. I thought I was gonna take a nap, and then this whole transportation stuff is utterly frustrating. I should have known that I'm gonna call them paratransit, MetroBus, because I do want to maybe pursue a job. Because I don't want to disclose their name and then, them say, sorry, can't have a job because I voiced my rights to, this whole frustration. Now, I've asked people, people have lives, so somebody said that, no, I can't, give you a ride. And then not to make them upset or anything like that. And then I asked another person that I kind of knew that they're flexible, but then um, so I asked my other person, hey, no worries though. But it also gave me the chance to ride big bus. We'll call them big bus, MetroBus. And little did I know, and I should have known, because they changed their bus stop signs. Instead of a rectangle, now they're big old circle. Um, my town, if you are a business, if the city needs to put bus stop, there are some bus stops that have like these little two-seater at the post for the bus stops. Those work for me. We don't have to create, probably every mile, I would say, put a shelter just in case, I or somebody has to run, um, get in a shelter if it's raining or snowing or cold or whatever. But we need to put these two-seater, well, because now I got home. The Greyhound bus was a lot better. I was fortunate to be able to sit in the front of the bus, so it was less painful coming back home and get to the bus station and there's no potties available. I'm like, oh goodness. They had the person out, cleaning out the, sewer, whatever you call it, and then had porta potties. I'm like, I'll just wait until I get home. But now it takes 2 buses to get home, an hour ride instead of about 45 minutes. Well, actually, longer than that, an hour and a half. I will say, despite the frustration, they changed the numbers and letters of the buses. So that's frustrating. Yeah. So I can take one bus, and there's even more walking, I think. Well, actually, I take that back. it's probably the same amount of walking as the original route. However, they changed, so it does stop at the grocery, which is a nice change a little bit. But having to take two buses instead of just the one, they will say A and B. Okay, so A required not very much walking. Now, if I took B, there was going to be walking. Uh, B could have been converted to A. Um, I'm kind of working on kind of deleting all the streets and kind of being able to explain this a little bit better. I know it's difficult to follow along. Maybe, let me see here. Did I delete everything? Let me see. Okay, I think I've deleted everything possible. That way, well, maybe not. Let me delete that. That's the nice thing about Apple computers. They've added a feature that you can clean up and delete stuff off your pictures, which is really, really nice. Really nice feature. Kind of do your own AI type stuff, which is kind of cool. I think I've deleted pretty much everything. Let me look at the other picture. Oh, where did the other one go? Where did it go? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let me explain something to maybe I need to albums. Let's try putting it in this. Okay, I can do that. That is a little bit better. Okay, maybe I got it situated. Sorry if I'm chit chatting and not really paying attention. I saw somebody come in here, but disappeared. So sorry if this is confusing and boring and blustering. Let me share it on here. Do I want to do slides or screen? Let me double check here. Okay, I think I can do it on. I feel like a boomer now trying to do this. Okay, can I? Oh, where did it go? see if I can share this. Okay. Now, this is not a very good picture, but let's see, show and stream. This is the old route. So you see, can I zoom in? This is kind of frustrating now too. Yeah, I've deleted everything, so kind of that way if you know where I am, don't disclose that, for my own sake, your own sake, if you live here. So as you can see, this right here is, we're gonna call it A, and then this one, this is 2 buses. So A is like, this route. So it goes up and down, and then it goes down. Sorry, I deleted part of it. Down here, and then it goes down here, all the way. And then I deleted some right here, down here, and down here goes to Walmart. Doesn't even reach. There are some businesses that it doesn't even reach. And then it comes down back over here, and then it goes back over here, and then up and over, and then down, and then, I mean, you can't even really access the grocery that was right here. But now you can, which is actually kind of cool. And a little, I'm a smidge better. And then it goes back up and then up here. Now B, it would have been better if B just stayed, but then also worked either this whole entire road and then down and then over to Walmart. And then back, and then gone all the way back up here. So then you would have 2 buses running on, this is one of the major roads. Like, you would think B and A would, kind of run simultaneously. But then this B goes down here, goes down, and then it kind of circles around and then back up. It right here is where I would have had to do a bunch of walking. This, to get to B, to, not monkey around with having to go to this side of town to get up to transfer. And I would have had to do a lot of walking, take B, And I typically like to go to a co-working studio, networking, uh, the art museum, which was only accessible to B. So I would have to walk a long ways and then, take one bus. But then I had to take A, get up here to downtown, transfer, and then take B to do anything social. So, and then it would have been great if A and B, or just A, would have just gone all the way out here, and every, say, 15 minutes go to the hospital or doctor's appointments. I could ride just the one bus out to the hospital. Instead, I have to, over here, walk and get on the bus, take A all the way on the other side of town, transfer downtown, and then take whatever number this is, or no, yeah, take all the way out. I think they changed this. I thought you took, this route, but I guess not. To the hospital, which is over in this area. And then, but in order to go to a doctor's appointment, I would have had to walk all the way up here, take this bus, or take this bus all the way, downtown, then get off at the mall, I do believe. This one goes up and then down, I do believe, and then I would had to take another bus, and then a completely another bus to get to the doctors, or I'm just saying, if insurance didn't, help with transportation. But like I said, down here is where, a lot of the major roads, you would think, I would be able to take, just one bus, or, and then transfer, on the major roads, not have to go all the way out of crazy land. And then, like, for an example, I lived up in this area and for a while, and it would have been one bus to get to the grocery or the store, and then it would have been one bus to get to when I had to do a lot of therapy for this F&D stuff. But unfortunately, I lost my home in the process, which this all makes me irritated because it requires, taking bus A, transfer at the bus station, then I had to transfer here and take, 3 buses to get to therapy, and that was before I figured out insurance. So this is the old routes. As you can see here, this was updated effective August of 2024. And apparently, we're going to be like Cracker Barrel and make, sudden changes over, 2 weeks. This has been going on 2 weeks. The bus drivers have said that this was kind of last minute for them too. They didn't really get, training. You would think, let's have you ride a van and learn your route and and let's make this a transition that's effective for all, not just, this really, really impacts me as a person that has a disability. I talk to other writers that don't realistically have, disabilities, and some have said, yes, this impacts them. But you guys have to realize that, I physically cannot walk that long. I physically cannot stand very long. Tomorrow, I have to think how this is going to impact me. I am going to be exhausted. I'm already feeling the effects of this. Waiting a year to have disability take effect or benefits take effect. There are some people out there that wait 3 years to have disability benefits, take effect. Or I don't, that's the max. And dear Mr. President, I'm gonna show my face. Let's get out of there. I'll show you the new updated map here in just a moment. Let me clear out. Yeah, I just wish that, I should have, reached out to more people. I want to make this happen, make a little bit. Let's not like create chaos. Oh, I'm a little discombobulated here in just a second. So sorry if this is, kind of flustery, hard to understand. So back to what I was saying. Dear Mr. President of the United States, yes, I am talking to you. You want to make the roads better? Yeah. Focus. I'm listening to you. I know you're a busy man. But this is not how we do it. We take little steps. We don't go all manic. Okay? Dear, we're going to call it MetroBus. I want a job. I will be seeing the city council as soon, probably I'm a little flustered, so I'm probably talking out of my butt too. Um, when I wrote the letter, it was intended to take the small steps. I need to take the small steps for a little bit of a change. I'm going to ride the buses this week and take notes on what I need to say and do. Then I will be in the city council, and then I want a job. We're going to call you MetroBus. We're going to make small changes. I don't know why we had to just, firework this, Yeah, I live with the chronic disability that causes so many comorbidities and everything, including the kitchen sink, as I say. Physically, mentally, I'm tired, I hurt. It impacts me greatly. I think this is my new career, to be honest. I would like to have a job and not be in my room all day. You know, yeah, so let me show you the other map. Yeah, I think it's simplified a little bit, but maybe a smidge, a little bit better. Yes, I can go to the grocery. However, I still have to walk a distance to access, whatever. I don't know. It's just accessibility should not be this, exhausting. Like, I wish every day now that you guys that don't have disabilities out there, you can drive a car, you can stash your junk in your car. You don't have to wait 20 minutes or an hour or have to be picked up an hour to, be taken to the doctor's appointment and then sit there and then make it an inconvenient, or you're late to a doctor's appointment because you rely on somebody, or you don't have to map out, okay, where's the, elevator, and if there's no elevator, is there going to be, an escalator, or, you know, or if you have a service dog, um, are they going to be somewhat pet friendly, or are they going to cause all sorts of problems with, discrimination? Um, it's exhausting. Having a disability is really exhausting. And like Molly said, Molly Burke, you know, it's exhausting. And I know it's okay to cry on here. Um, I just want to live independently, be autonomous, have autonomy, be able to have the options, without frustration. Um, not having to mentally exhaust myself, having to, you know, be able to, financially afford a walker that, can conserve my energy so I can work. Because I know if I throw myself to the wolves out there, we're gonna flare. No, it is not a crutch to have a mobility aid out there. Nobody with a disability should ever even remotely think that, or, um, it's and nobody should ever say, "Oh, you're too young for that," or "You're just walking so good and fast." That's what happened, um, to us the other day. Not me. It wasn't. I've been trying my damnedest to not, carry that around, because trying to lug a walker, my junk, because I don't have a car, I can't drive right now. You know, I would love to win the Powerball and just be able to hire somebody to just, hey, let's go somewhere. Um, I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to schedule. I don't want to have to mentally schedule every detail of my life. Ugh. And this is not to make anybody upset, that we're trying to help me. You were busy. You have to work, you know. I had to, figure some stuff out because I hadn't ridden, whatever my brain is trying to say, the bus for a while. I still needed that option. So, um, so thank you to the people that, have been there for me, and, you know, stuff happens. We're busy, you know, such is life. Um, but so, um, anyways, let me share, kind of derail and get myself, chilled out here. Let's put you on a little brief chill out. I'm gonna go grab some ice so I can kind of chill out and cool off. And then I'll show you the new version of the bus route and make sure that, everything's kind of deleted. So give me a minute. I'll see you in just a second and we'll kind of go from there. So, short little intermission here.
Do you have Parkinson's, MS, or FND essential tremors? Let me know in chat, comment down below, or you can email me at livingwithnog@gmail.com. Hey, y'all. Can you do me a favor and subscribe? Maybe toggle the notifications so you don't miss my shows to all. Feel free to chit chat amongst yourself, show some support. And then if you happen to miss my show, no worries. I understand life gets in the way. Feel free to come back later and comment down below. And then if you can also share this video with somebody, maybe your provider, maybe with a disability, maybe somebody that is helping you manage your FND. And no worries, if you just want to lurk, just be sure to watch the video all the way through. Every little bit counts. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for your help.
All right. I feel a little bit better. What a Friday! What a Friday! Welcome back. Let me switch my computer. If you do what you did last night, hang on. Whoa, that's not what I want to do. What are we doing? Zooming in. I don't need to see my ugly face. I know. I don't have an ugly face. Be like, what are you talking about? There we go. Got my hands all with ice. Screwing up my screen. Dry off my hands. All right. Let me change this. I need to record Mr. Expert, laughing, because you're rubbing off on me a little bit there, buddy. I'd rather, do your laugh on here. Alrighty. What am I doing? There we go. So I'm not doing painting. I think I'm dying again. Long ride, 2 hours, but less pain. But then and then I'm gonna say this, and then they're gonna change the routes back. Just like Cracker Barrel. I mean, if it ain't broke, and if it's still working, do small changes. Let's not create chaos. I just I'll do painting or drawing later, but I'll do it by myself if that is okay with you guys. I know I promised you last night that we would, do art together. Maybe if I take a nap. Let's see, it's 6:00. 6:30. Wow. I can't decide what I want to do. I think I'm gonna stay up, draw. You guys draw at home. Maybe send me a picture. Maybe you guys can send me a picture or an intro or an outro. Do an outro. Or you can do an intro, outro, intermission. Send me your pictures. And then maybe tomorrow we'll do our usual art. I am so sorry, this week has been kind of a chaotic, traveling, not being in my own art studio, and kind of confusing yesterday. Starting different, not realizing that I had different intros and outros, and so sorry about that. So anywho, I'll show you the new route. Let me see here. Screen. Let's see. Window. Let me go back here. Flip it. Open it. All right. So hopefully I can get a job with MetroBus. That's what I'm calling it. And if I call it whatever. Let me go back here. All right. I think we've got it. So Boopity doopity. As you can see, it's slight, maybe it's slight changes. Maybe I just need to write it. You can definitely see here, or there, that bus A has changed to here, and then we'll call this bus B has changed. So on the south side here, this is definitely maybe changed a little bit. Still have, let's see here, at least bus B goes all the way back down here and then goes back up. There is a school over here that has now some nice activity. Still takes bus B to bus A 2, 3, 4 buses now to get to like doctor's appointments and so it just takes a little bit. I think this is changed up in here. Maybe I need to do like an overlay and figure that out. I don't know. It's too soon for me to like, but I do know like I take bus A and bus B, quite often. It would be just nice. Here's bus A here, goes all the way over here, goes up, and then over. Like, the hospital should have roughly, every 15 minutes, stopping every 15 minutes, give or take. So they should have like, 4 buses actively going to the hospital, you would think. I mean, yes, I know that I have, the insurance and, other forms of transportation that I can take. There was somebody that didn't have a disability, and I talked to him real brief, and he said, yeah, nobody really takes the bus anymore. But I honestly think a lot of the bigger buses, because there's a lot of school, university, I'm in a university town, campus town. So I think a lot of the buses, the bigger buses need to be, focused more on campus. Now, like the vans that are accessible, I think those are a lot better for somebody that has a disability. There are no stairs. There's not much sensory overload. It doesn't require somebody to lift somebody into the access bus, the paratransit bus. The person in a wheelchair can just easily roll in, roll out. Yeah, there's still a little bit, where they have to flip out the ramp. But I find the ramps are a little bit less sensory for somebody that is autistic, or in my case with FND, can trigger me into an episode either then, or or has PTSD. So whereas the lift, there's the little flip, that can be very loud and then requires lifting, and then that takes a little bit of time, and then the person gets in. I don't really, in the beginning, thankfully, my great niece and nephews, they helped me with PT in a very short amount of time, making me go up and down the stairs quite a few times while I was with family, and love the little boogers, 2 years old. They make great PT people. Just a suggestion. So be thankful that you have children to actively get you to do PT. Little busybodies. So, anyways, going up and down the stairs have been hard on my knees and all that. I think I am, for therapy, going to try to go to therapy and riding the bus. Like I said, it took me 3 buses up and 3 buses, and that was like, before I got certified, with access paratransit. And then I wasn't able to do, Uber or Lyft. And then because of, benefits taking a long time, and then what was I gonna say? My brain just farted. My brain farted. Anyways. So I'm gonna have to write and see what I can do and take notes and all that. I guess this is what I get for opening my mouth, too soon. To my wish is my command, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. So hopefully I can get a job, and help them. Even they said something about they got rid of quality whatever where they, and it does look like, let me go back here. It does look like there has been some changes. Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner on paper, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just like my body's like, do you ever stop? Let's make you hurt. Whoops. So I don't know. Maybe I can make something out of this. But then my body is just like, not again. Yeah, I know it's gonna take me some time to figure out, work wise and what I want to do, and I think, I don't know. It's hard. I miss massage therapy, working with people, and it's, it's been hard and completely frustrating with makes me, understand you guys a lot more too, in our community. Builds inclusion, and I guess I'm talking out of, I'm so tired. So, not something that I, wanted to come home to and try to figure out and stress out about, and have anxiety about. And and like I said, this is not to make the people that, were trying to help me upset or anything like that. It's just, that's something that I worry about, not to upset my family, I gotta figure this out. I gotta, live independently, I can't have people holding my hand, doing everything. People have lives. Um, so um, now it would be another thing if I was incapacitated and couldn't really talk, couldn't walk, couldn't crawl, whatever. Anyways, so we're gonna call you MetroBus. I want a job. I will be seeing you soon. I will be, uh, presenting my resume. Um, Stop doing Cracker Barrel. Stop listening to Mr. President. Um, you know, uh, focus on the little things, one step at a time, you know. Um, anyways, what are you guys up to? I have not been paying attention to chat. Sorry. Welcome. Wednesday. The Espanol or Italian version of FND. Welcome. Or yeah, Spanish. I think. Welcome. Sorry again. I know. I know. That's the other thing that I want to try to do is learn Italian or work on the Spanish a little bit. I think it could help me. And I know that before F&D, I knew quite a bit, poquito español, but my brain is like, I can't do this, you know. So hopefully, if Clara Woods, artist out there, if your dad is interested in, you know, like teaching me a little bit, I would be, you know, uh, I would love to learn. Maybe this, I don't know. My brain will get there. Like if I could relearn. I used to play the flute and the violin because, you know, I think it would help. I think we played on the side. I don't know. But, you know, it would get my fingers. I still have numbness in these three fingers. So I think there's something that got triggered. I think there's a misfire in the cervical area. Maybe arthritis. So, and with F&D, I feel like I am so tight. I need a massage, to be honest. And F&D has left me, you know, financially, you know, and then the transportation is an issue. So hopefully I can get a job. I will be going to the city council. I'll probably do, like I said, you know, ride the bus as much as I can. My body is just like, nope. Too painful, but I'm gonna make this happen. and just I need to do it. Like I really need to do it. I want to make my town better. I want to I am sorry to the people that drive and deal with, you know, I know I sound like Miss President, um, making the roads, a lot better, blah, blah, blah. Oh man, I'm probably on your list already. Just slow down, dude. Slow down. Focus on one thing. We don't need to focus on 10 million things. Oh my goodness. Um, Not to get into politics or anything like that. I don't care. Just slow down. Slow down. Focus on the things that, you know, let's not like, if it ain't broke, if it's not screwed up, we don't need to go all Cracker Barrel on it. Okay? Oh my goodness. What a day. I hope you like my entertainment. I do need to add an expert laughing. I get a kick out of you, dude. Oh. Anyways. If you haven't listened to my song, maybe I need to have you listen to my new song. Get out of there. Get out of there. Too many. Maybe I need to read this a little bit. So MetroBus has renamed their motto to reflect their new goal is reimagine, and I'm calling it MetroBus. And they did this like 2 weeks ago, August 11th. There are, keep MetroBus moving 2030. So they're projecting that this is, they want to do this by 2030. So this is annoying. MetroBus will end Sunday service beginning 2 weeks ago. So we'll no longer be able to, go grocery shopping on Sunday. How is that accessible? So that definitely needs to change back because, I want to be able to, let's say I go to church and I want to go after church to go get groceries. I'm getting to the point where I'm like testing myself and getting curious if I can, do more, do less mobility aid, take the bus again, see where my limits are, have they grown? Have they, am I going to flare? Because, I need to see these things. I can't just, drives me nuts. And like for like the Metro vans or the Metro paratransit access buses, they're only run during the day. I would love to be able to take the bus, in the middle of the night and go to Walmart again. I wish Walmart was, accessible at, midnight, be able to go get medication, over the counter, for a cold or whatever. I'm just saying, I know that's extreme, but because I don't know. This girl needs options, If money is going to be tight, then, I need I would like to be able to go to a 6 o'clock function, socialize, but the access or paratransit is not available after 4 or 5 o'clock. And the social event is at 6 o'clock. Or I want to go to a friend's house, but I might not be able to afford Uber and Lyft. But I don't know. It's frustrating. Oh, and then maybe the next time I don't have the booklet. The driver gave me a booklet that, but she let me know about like some timestamp type stuff that I probably need to record myself and then and explain that after I've, researched and looked at it a little bit to kind of formulate in my head what I'm going to talk about. Because, with F&D, our brains are always somewhat discombobulated. So I've got my work cut out, complaints. Already was waiting for the bus B to get there and was getting, I think, antsy and too overwhelmed because of the, bus A and bus B were changed to bus 2 and bus 1 or whatever. I don't know why they had to do that. Like, Yeah, there's a little bit of tweaks, and with those tweaks, we got to tweak the name of the buses too. So, uh, oh my goodness. And then there was something else that I was going to look at and talk about. Oh, I know. So they had this other little, we're gonna just call it a little flex bus. And it was like a curb to curb on demand micro transit. And I think they were kind of doing this during the pandemic. And I felt like it was on the side of town that nobody really had interest. I think it was kind of like a test run during the pandemic. I don't know, maybe even before that. And then I feel like it was forgotten, that this was even a thing. But then I think it also, and this is what I think they need to do with access, is to come up with an app. Even if you are not, disabled, you could still access it if needed. Anybody can ride. You can see how many people are on, see if it's full or not. It kind of runs on a route, but then let's say Joe Schmo decides, hey, I really need to go see grandma. It's still on the route, and that bus can actually kind of detour to grandma and then get back on the route. So it's kind of like a share ride. Um, that way everybody can ride. Maybe instead of the bigger buses, convert, like on this east side of town, move all the bigger buses to the campus. Then the little buses, the original little buses that have the stairs and, where able-bodied people can, ride them. Convert to those. I honestly don't see very many people, like the person said today, the other rider, that not everybody rides anymore. So let's save the gas money, the energy, the time, convert those. Then for access, paratransit, use the vans. Add more vans, and then maybe do that flexi bus, combine, that way we're not wasting money and time and effort. But access, flex bus, we need an app. I need an app. I know that there's, elderly that will still call. You can still do, I think an app would be great. and do the flexi bus and whatever, or combine it or whatever you want to do. But let's make small steps. Give me a job, because I have not had a job in 2 years. I am going nuts. Spending too much time in my room, my studio. You can only do so much art. You can only do so much YouTube. It's gonna take me a while to get to 1,000 subscribers. Art is not like medical massage where, people need it and I get paid, during that. And art is hard financially. I need a job. I am willing to work. I am willing to work hybrid, whatever, whatever works. I am there for you. And if not, if I need a time to chill out. But whatever job I have, I'm going to research it. I'm going to, please stop making it so difficult in life. Open doors. Open doors for me, please. Do I need to cry on stream again? I feel like that's the only way. Do I need to write another lyrics? Do I need to scream? What do I need to do? This is not the way to live, actually. Somebody, I shouldn't have to live with pain. I shouldn't have to worry, about next meal. I shouldn't have to worry about, where am I going? Am I going to be late to an appointment? And I know there's family members that just ask, quit asking too late or whatever. Quit stressing yourself out. If it was that easy, it's not. Like today, the guy, he's like, chill out, relax, you'll figure it out, we'll figure it out. If it was that easy, dude, you haven't been in my world for 2 years. That's what I wanted to say, but I did sit down. I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. We're not going to trigger an episode. We're I have to constantly tell myself that. I wish it was easy to just chill out. I wish I could, have my life back where I need to constantly tell myself that. And thanks to that hospital, I have to constantly do this. when I first started having PTSD issues, I did get to a point where it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, you know. But yet again, I was getting massages probably about weekly. So if there is a massage therapist out there that wants to, you know, chat, collab, I honestly don't think I can do massage trading. I'm not there mentally, emotionally, physically. Um, you know, I did do a massage, and it lasted for 5 minutes before my hips, my back was like, nope, broken baker. You're nope, was going through my head, my body, like, nope, this is not happening. Not happening. Sorry I have to move you guys because I got that ice cube and it's now all over the table and I don't want it to get my cord and my computer, so hopefully. So it's uh, um, so so anyways, back to Flix, whatever it's called. They were operating from 7 to 6. But now they've discontinued that as part of a broader reimagine MetroBus changes. This is a difficult decision. We know as Flex has provided important service for some riders. I mean, it was like restricted on, you know, the west side of town. I don't know. Will create challenges. We are super sorry, truly sorry for the disruption that this may cause, and do not take it lightly. The decision followed a careful review of ridership costs and overall system performance. Like Sunday and late night fixed route service. This is why I don't stream court documents or reading off of court documents. Flex has consistently seen low use and high operating costs, which makes sense. Ending because I felt like it was just a lost service. Like, not the world's greatest part of town. So I don't think anybody used it. I mean, it would have been great for, you know, those that have disabilities and maybe we just need to live, you know, in a certain part of town, and I don't know. It's just an idea. And then just fight to have, this service. I really do like the vans though, like versus the little buses with the steps and having to. Anyways, it would be great because this is a college town and would be great to have autonomous, cars. So let's make that work. Dear Mr. President, please read my email. We'll just leave it at that. Please watch my YouTube. I have some really great ideas, but we're going to just stop, small, at this. Small. We're going to, small. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys find me hilarious with my political stuff. Ending the current flex service allows MetroBus to redirect limited resources towards higher demand. And the crazy thing is, we're just starting school, too. The new school year. We're going to just cut services, Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I understand during the summer, cut the services, but not during the school year. But yet again, I haven't driven for share ride companies for quite a while, nor do I want to, because it is stressful. Maybe that's why I have FND, anxiety, PTSD. Yeah, whatever. City bus remains. Well, now that they say we'll continue evaluating where the microtransit like Flex may be appropriate in the future. Well, you could have stopped, kind of pause it if necessary in the summer, and then, I don't know. So that's my take on that. And let's go back here. I am going to talk about another service that they've provided or started, but then I looked into it and it looks like it's more for when you are working, and let's say it looks like your coworkers, and even says your neighbors, but I thought it was more geared towards, coworkers, and if you guys had a work trip or going to a conference or whatever, and y'all want to ride together for the day or whatever, and then come back home. And I think it's through what is it called? enterprise rental car company. I think they are like a third party type deal. Looks like participants can drive, share driving responsibilities, or coordinate. So I guess it's not somebody that you hire. I thought you or you could ride for work or whatever. Even that was, when I originally looked at it, it was kind of confusing anyways. But I was looking at it, when I was like kind of curious to see if I could handle work again, and I wanted to socialize, but I couldn't use, I wasn't qualified for access or paratransit yet, and just needed another option. And then I couldn't afford, because I was still waiting for disability benefits. And I wanted to socialize and do my social networking, type stuff. So to like get back into the world. Let's see. But then I thought it was like you could commute. I don't know. Anyways, it was very confusing. When I initially looked at it, but even that, I'm just like, I don't think people knew about it either. And maybe that's why it's out there, but nobody, knows about it. And so, but anyways, so hopefully I can get a job through this new career. Call me what should we call this? The engineer, tech, disability, accessibility, engineering. So it shouldn't, I really wish it wasn't hard to go anywhere with a disability. I really don't. So if you are out there and you are a company or, family support, whatever, just, you know, think about these things, I don't know what else to say on it. It's open doors. Quit. I think people with disabilities deserve to work, deserve a job. I think they can manage. They've researched your company. They've researched the architectural aspects of your company. I shouldn't have to stress. I wish to live where I didn't have to stress about that. Like, I really wish I didn't have to, do this. Just like Molly Burke. I wish I didn't have to beg to get out. I wish I didn't have to. I just want to live independently. I shouldn't have to talk about my disability. But I think I am here to advocate, and I think I am, good at what I do, as far as, helping people. Um, well, if anybody's watching upstairs, I have squirrels. So if you hear rattling around, it's not my neighbor. It's squirrels. So gotta take care of that. Wanted to make sure it wasn't, kids having, animals and before I go. So hopefully we get that resolved. Squirrel. They replaced our roof, I think. I think they've been a little busy. All right, I've been on for almost 2 hours. I'm so sorry, everybody. Rant and raving, trying to. Oh. I did say hello to Wednesday. Yvonne! Everybody, welcome to the new people. Wednesday is fairly new. And we got a new smiling face. She calls her crew neighbors. So welcome, neighbor. I do like that you around here, you are a family. You are brothers and sisters, whatever you want to claim to be. You are welcome here. So, oh my goodness. So hopefully the squirrels go to sleep tonight. Oh, I messaged my neighbor and I was like, do you hear the squirrels too? I know I'm not imagining this. So hopefully, I'm probably gonna rest up whole weekend. Try to chill out, relax, get, rest up for the new week, depending on how long that takes. And then we're gonna start taking bus rides. Oh, let me see. Let me go back and see how many bus routes this is. So if you are out there and you want to help me, how to ride route. It's not what I want. That's not what I want. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 routes. I'll probably just, do doctor, therapy, go to the grocery, maybe a couple social things that I like to do. Maybe go to the museum, art museum, because I do go to that on whatever day that is. Maybe see co-working, see if that's changed. But I need to really invest my time looking at how much it has changed, and I'm also a visual person too. Hence why I'm in art, an artist. So so we'll see. I promise. Maybe I just relax this weekend. I don't know what to do. I want to entertain you, though. But then I know you guys will all say, take your time, do your thing, do what's ever best for me. I know. I know you'll say, you got a busy couple weeks to help figure this out. So chill out, relax. I know you'll be here when I come back on. Yvonne, you're gonna have to watch Restream as you will relate to a lot of this. So, anywho, gosh, it's already almost 8 o'clock. Crazy. So let's make it a plan. Send me your intros, outros, intermissions. I would love to craft some new stuff. See your artwork if you are working on anything. Maybe send me pet photos. Now I don't do any kids on here. I mean, I wouldn't even do any kids with, smiley faces or anything like that. Maybe something in nature. I did take some pictures, for my birthday. Not the world's greatest, they were a little grainy because my phone, I need to just delete a bunch of junk off of my phone. And so there's no memory on there. So I did it from my computer and got some good shots. Though too, family members. Got some good memories. So took some pictures of me, and my grandmother was actually an artist. Did a bunch of floral, and we've got this one painting that she's done, and I did I haven't been able to wear this dress, and I definitely can't wear high heels, with F and D. I know you guys are laughing out there. And so I just was like, oh, I'll just wear flip-flops and do this cute little outfit. And so I'll show that eventually. I'm thinking about doing a painting of another portrait of me. And then I put the walker in and did it without, and got a couple shots with, family members. And so, so that was fun. And then I did some pictures of me smelling flowers. So smell the roses, I guess. So that was just a little fun little thing. Now I do need to get my professional photographer to do these pictures, redo these pictures, make them a little bit better quality. But I got enough that, I can putz around with that artwork. Maybe we'll paint me for, for a change. So, anywho, well, thank you for letting me vent today about this. I find it was very important to talk about. Transportation is just one of those things that it really shouldn't be a thing, a stressful thing. Insurance, transportation, iron out stuff, and then they come up with something new, I guess. Not everything is perfect too, so gotta put that, out there too. But Indiana does not need any more, orange cones. No more highway. The orange cones is our state flower. Let's put it that way. It is. I wish I didn't live at this apartment complex. Otherwise, and I if I didn't, and I lived at the other apartment where I had the freedom to take a swig, I would tonight. I would have, but I can't. Because drug tests and lost my apartment thanks to FND. We'll pretend. But man, I could use a margarita right now. Or a shot. I really could. I really, really could. I think it would make my F&D better. Now, I don't drink. I'm not 20 years old anymore. I do have the mother effer gene mutation. Thanks to the genetic testing and thanks to FND. So I don't, and I learned my lesson a long time ago, but I just would love to just be able to, like, I was even thinking of that for my birthday dinner yesterday. Was it yesterday? Like, I wish my dad could have a beer, or whoever else, could have a beer and I could have a margarita, sangria, whatever. Heck, I'm not driving. So I used to be the designated driver and let everybody else. So maybe one day I'll live in an apartment where still not being able to drive, but that's okay. And everybody will let me do whatever I want. Live life to the fullest. Now, I'm not saying anybody drink or anything like that. This is my story, I need to do the freedom, live life to the fullest. I've let many people tell me for too long how to live my life. And letting, following their schedule, following the rules, be a good girl. And, can you say maybe this is my, how people get, midlife crisis and, they go out and buy a car and, buy a new house at the age of 40. Oh my goodness. I wasn't planning this. So try to free the restrictions, and so I'll get there. There's something new out there that, and yet again, I do need to move. I do need a vacation. I need the vacation to, I told a friend of mine that I need a vacation to validate my, wanting to move, because I've moved most of my life. I've been to, let's see, I haven't been to Alaska. I haven't been to Oregon. I haven't been, well, when we went to Hawaii, we stopped, you know, um, at the airport in California. So, but we never traveled through California. But yeah, I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. You know, we drove through. Was I driving? No, I wasn't driving then. Yeah. Don't remember much of it because, you know, you put me in the back seat and I'm out. I am out for majority. Just wake me up, feed me, let me go to the restroom, and you put me back there and I'm out. So I'd rather be, you know, front passenger side if I can't drive, or when I was driving, you know, because a lot of you make me car sick too, even in the front seat. Gotta make fun of you, some of you out there, and you're driving. Gotta make fun of you. But I've gotta say, my dad is probably the best driver. Not to be, you know. Even though, you know, probably because, you know, you realistically can't talk while he's driving. So all his focus is on, you know, the road. So, another family member is probably a good driver. So yeah. Well, thank you guys for letting me rant. I know I probably go in and out of saying goodbye, but that's how we do it around here. 2 hours is quite long enough. I hope you will smash that subscribe button, like, share the love. You know, we love you around here. Oh, and I figured out the balloons wherever. Oh, now it's confetti. Is this one? Oh, here we go. That is new. The confetti is new. I figured out. Oh, now we're doing balloons. Okay. Whatever, Streamlabs. If you did this after I talked about you need more stuff, I like the confetti. And smash that like button. Smash it. Go share this. You know? Go share it with some. Because I can't do it without you. Okay? Sometimes I can't talk. Sometimes my brain don't work. Okay? Physically, I can't do it all. So go spread the love. Go share this video. I'll actually share 2 songs with you. So we'll share. Okay, balloons. Stop. Are we still doing the fireworks? I don't think the fireworks is working. Come on. Maybe it's just confetti now. So spread this, because we need transportation to get better. Okay? But tell the person, we're doing small steps. We're not going all, you know who I'm talking about. Okay? And then what else are we doing? We're just going to share the love, Open doors, open doors, open doors. Come on. Let's wake up. Let's inclusion for me is, not having to talk about my disability, not advocating, being part of the, part of the party and being included in stuff, and not having to cry and, scream, and that's not life. Yeah. So, and I shouldn't even have to be doing this, to be honest. Oh, we've got a long ways to go. This is not 1700s, 1800s either. This is 2025. It shouldn't have to take until 2030, 2050 to, I don't know, make improvements in inclusion and disability, and I would love to do, be able to do stuff. I would love to have a job. I would love to fulfill some dreams. Like, there's a robotic massage thing that I can go, and I would love to do that. So I need to explore that, make it happen. But I would love to, be able to buy a coffee for, somebody, and random acts of kindness, and like the small stuff too. It bothers me that I can't get out and do the things that I love. I know I will figure it out. I know life will get easier. I've said this before, life does get easier. Just need to not be silent about it anymore, I've spent too much time being quiet. Yet again, I shouldn't have to be, vocal about it too, but that's also part of the independence too. Maybe I don't know. All right, guys, let's do fireworks. Come on, fireworks. There we go. Woohoo! We're gonna do it all. That would be funny if. Can I give you the middle finger just to see what Streamlabs comes up with? Maybe we'll do that. I don't want to offend anybody. I am losing it. I'm tired. I'm hurting. My back is hurting. Sorry, Dad. I should have Klepto, your back scratcher. I know you had multiple versions of the back scratcher, but I know you wouldn't complain. But I'm asking for that. If you want to Amazon me one, just saying. Yeah, so we're gonna listen to the new song, and then I will end the stream to the outro. I hope you guys have a good night. Love you all. Let's listen to, let's see here. Such a boomer. I know. We need Slug to come in here in a little bit. So if you see Slug or Zach, tell them they're invited in here. Oh, nope. That's not what I want. Because I know Slug would say, "You're such a boomer." Share. Slide screen. There. That's what I'm looking for. We're not gonna do our confusion tonight. Okay. Let me. I've got too much stuff on here. Downloads, music. Let's see here. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. About time, right? Well, I wanted to kind of show the, we'll just do it this round and I'll fix it later. Once a boomer, always a boomer. All right, here we go.
Man, did you ever know, my darling, you are a warrior? That's the way your story's told. I am so proud of you. Walking with your one true soulmate, thorns are biting at you and the wood is pressing down. He keeps reminding you with all types of signs. No matter if your core beliefs are changing, but he reminds he is with you one step at a time. Ingrained in you, he will always be there. I am so proud of you. Man, did you ever know, my darling, you are a warrior? That's the way your story's told. I am so proud of you. You ain't even seen a battlefield, but you've been through battlegrounds. I am so proud of you. And the world keeps turning, but even if peace don't ever seem to come, still your heart keeps burning like the rising of the sun. You're a fighter, you're a soldier with no medal, with no gun, and the world keeps turning. Keep going, I am so proud of you. Then a little bit of mercy finds its way to where you stand, like golden morning sunlight pouring warm across your body. A stranger's quiet kindness breaks the heaviness inside, and for a fleeting moment you can breathe and don't need a wall. But keep going, I am so proud of you. And the world keeps turning, but even if peace don't ever seem to come, still your heart keeps burning like the rising of the sun. You're a fighter, you're a soldier, with no medal, with no gun, and the world keeps turning. But even if peace don't ever seem to come, keep going, I am so proud of you. You freeze to soak it in, that soft and fleeting grace. The quake that shook your soul starts to settle in its place. You've been walking through the storm, but you know you won't fall, 'cause love is stronger than the shaking of the walls. And the world keeps turning, but peace don't ever come. Still your heart keeps burning like the rising of the sun. You're a fighter, you're a soldier, with no medal, with no gun, and the world keeps turning. But even if peace don't ever seem to come, keep going, I am so proud of you. Man, did you ever know, my darling, you are a warrior. I am so proud of you. That's the way your story's told, here walking with your one true soulmate. I am so proud of you.
Thank you guys. Love y'all. See ya.
Good night, my sleepy loves. See you on the next one.